the chat. So, all right, let's see. Are we live?
Yep.
All right.
Did it pop off?
Bill O'Reilly. Can we say the F word on this?
Oh yeah.
Hello, Gun Nation.
What's up, everybody?
Hey guys.
Hello. All right, so let's we're gonna give it a minute and let's start, having people roll in and everything, and then once they start rolling in, we'll start doing some intros and talk about what's on everybody's mind, or at least we're gonna try, as long as it's within reason. I don't want to talk about like weird stuff.
We don't talk about weird stuff.
Yeah, well, we've got a few on who like to watch who want to talk about weird stuff. All right, so it looks like a good turnout. So the three guys are back, and tonight we actually have a guest with us, and this would be this gentleman who is in front of red and black foam, and is actually balder than I am, which is very interesting. And this would be Tundra Tactical. If you haven't checked out his channel, I'll make sure I put links to everybody's channel, obviously, once the video or the live stream is over, and then you can check his channel out. They actually make very high quality videos on, and again, if many of you are not familiar with his channel, a lot of it is geared towards cinematography, just really putting out great footage in regards to high def kind of footage, that kind of stuff, and just kind of, approaching the gun world in a bit of a different way. So why don't we have Tyler? I'm going to call you Tyler because I really don't care. But he's going to talk to you about what he's about and what he's, going to do. So go ahead, buddy. I
appreciate that fantastic introduction. But I am Tyler. I'm the owner of Tundra Tactical. Thanks, guys, for tuning in tonight. This is, believe it or not, this is an inaugural moment for Tundra Tactical. This is our very first ever live stream. Not just appearance on a live stream, but our very first ever. So I chose some of my favorite YouTubers out there to come and share some time with them on the internet and have some fun. But thank you guys very much for having me on and giving me a nice warm introduction. Like you said, about the channel, I guess, is we're pretty much focused strictly on high quality cinematography. The channel's gone through a couple of different iterations from what we plan on covering to, I don't know, it started off as like somewhat legitimate and serious, and then it kind of devolved into this comedic nonsense that is where it's at currently, with some sprinklings of you ever see that the Turkish, the meme guy, the salt? That's pretty much like how we do it.
There you go.
We actually, if you look at our channel, there's a video of me doing that on there, and I'm an idiot and slightly embarrassed that that's on the internet, but that's how it goes. So on top of the comedy, we every now and again will put together something really snazzy and fancy and informational and educational. At least we think so. Your mileage might vary, but yeah, that's kind of what we do, is just have a good time, shoot a bunch of sexy car commercial style gun videos, and hopefully entertain people, I guess.
Cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, Tyler, also make sure you put a comment down below, just on the chat, so everyone can subscribe to you too while we're on the chat.
Yep. So just to say hello, everybody, and then your little logo will come up, and then they can just directly link to your channel and basically do whatever. And I think you're doing it wrong.
I'm doing it wrong. Like I said, I've never done this before.
No, it's okay, man. So it's a big learning curve here. But if we can figure it out, I'm sure you're going to be just fine.
Right.
Because if you ever look back at the old ones, they were basically train wrecks every time we started it.
Well, then I'm among friends, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, you just go into the live chat, mute the chat, and you can see the comments below. You can even do it on your phone if you need to.
Got it.
I like that.
Well, talk amongst yourselves while I be an idiot on the internet.
All right. So what's new with you guys? What, like, anything new that you want to talk about? Any issues that you want to bring up for everybody who's watching? Pop's Quest is correct. We are still train wrecks. That hasn't changed much. We'd like to believe it has, but it has not.
Yeah.
But what do you guys got? Anything?
Go ahead, KS.
No, I've been kind of boring lately, focusing a lot on my real job. But
Real job.
having a good time with the P365. That's been a lot of fun. But that, that's it. There's nothing else really exciting going on.
What about you, Big J?
Good here, or here in Houston, 70 and nice. But bought some goodies, and I'll do a opening on them probably next week or maybe this weekend, and that's kind of what's going on.
And what about you, Tyler? What do you got going on up and coming in the videography world?
Well, we let's see if I don't know if I still have it on the, yeah, I do. We got something to do with this little piece right here from Deadfoot Arms. It's a folding stock for ARs that you can actually shoot when it's folded. So
wow.
we just wrapped filming on our review and promo for this yesterday, and we're going to be getting that out hopefully within the next, I don't know, week or so would be my guess. A little promo gig for them, and then we'll have something special on our YouTube channel for that. Outside of that, we are currently filming a comedy skit about what it is like to work at Tundra Tactical and work for me.
Nice.
Sweet.
Hope you guys like The Office.
Yeah, there you go. That's a pretty sweet. Is that already going to be available? The stock, the folding stock.
The folding stock is available. We got 3 products from them. So the folding stock is actually a standalone piece. It's called the MCS. I'd have to break out the box to actually know what that meant. Can't think of it off the top of my head. This guy right here. Yeah, exactly. That's what I do. This stock is their T-Rex stock, and then the other thing they sent us is their rip tube buffer. And the rip tube's kind of unique. It's literally a buffer tube that you can. It's essentially like a ratchet. So you just yank it, and it adjusts, and then it doesn't collapse. There's no like grabby piece. I believe that's the technical term. So, but yeah, a lot of cool stuff coming up from them. They're out of Wisconsin, so they're right up in our neck of the woods.
Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. Yeah, we have one person who's watching who just commented that those are illegal in New York. So just about everything is illegal in New York, except for slingshots and rubber bands.
Can y'all walk and chew gum?
It depends. Depends on the day of the week and what side of the sidewalk you're walking on.
What about black slingshots? Are those allowed?
Only ones that don't have pistol grips on them.
Do they go full semi-automatic?
Yes, full semi-auto.
Sorry.
Right? And you don't have to cheek it. You just put it on like your chest, and then you just shoot it so that you look like a chicken.
Awesome. Do you have like a full tactical rig and everything for it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's what we got here.
We're
moving up in the world here. So yeah, I mean, we've been blasted by snow all day. I think right now on my deck I have about 15 inches of snow, and it just keeps coming down, and it's heavy. It is heavy and really, really wet snow. So it's great to pack, throwing snowballs and building snowmen, but it's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy how much snow we got here, and it's still coming.
I'm sure they allow you to have 12 gauges like pump guns, right?
Yeah, we have access to just about. I don't want to say any firearm, but there's access to ARs, but they have to be basically made into look like non-ARs. So you can't have a detachable magazine. You can't have a pistol grip. You can have combinations, but everything has to be pinned. That's one of the reasons why I've always shied away from them, because it defeats the purpose of owning one. What
you should do is you should grab a shotgun, build a snowman, stuff the snowman full of like milk jugs with red food color, and blow up some snowmen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my liberal neighbors would have a very big problem with that.
They wouldn't like that.
No, and I don't want to lose whatever I do own. But handgun wise, we can own anything everybody else can. We just have 10-round mag capacity. That's it. We're not allowed to have high cap mags in New York State because they're bad. So
I don't know. Mine haven't done anything bad to me over here, so
they're bad to not have them.
Good point.
So,
all right. So, what do y'all want to talk about?
I don't care. Whatever you guys want to talk about.
Laws, anything firing anybody up?
I know Coda Boy has been putting out some really good stuff in regards to a lot of the legislation that's been around the nation. With them just using that broad paintbrush and saying we're going to ban all semi-automatic guns, and not being really specific as to what that actually entails. So I think that's pretty interesting. That you're trying to see, or you're actually seeing legislatures around the country who are basically trying to do a full-on confiscation, which is it's ridiculous.
Yes, it is. And using the kids as, puppets, and you know, some of these, I don't know, man. Some of these kids that are talking that supposedly go to the school, man, they got a 3 o'clock shadow at freaking 10 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know what's going on with some of this stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Somebody gonna play the X-Files theme song?
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know, man. Something's a little different.
We're all about the memes here at Tundra Tactical, so I'm surprised they don't have like something already queued up. I should have been more prepared.
There you go.
So yeah, I mean, basically the law issue is getting, I think, more and more obscene in regards to what they're trying to do. And it, like I said a couple of weeks back, it makes no sense. It has absolutely no chance of ever happening. And you know, I've been watching some people online who've been talking about it, and you know, they're basically saying, what are they trying to accomplish with this? Could you imagine, you know, a police force or something, or someone, maybe a domestic military, whatever you want to call it, going into a state like Texas, trying to confiscate guns?
Yeah, it would be a bad scene for them.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
it just makes no sense because,
well,
once again, they're not addressing what really caused all of that stuff. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, for one, I feel very confident our governor would not let that happen. But you know, you never know. I mean, I just think a lot of this stuff could eventually lead up to other stuff that we don't, you know, want to happen.
Right.
If people are pushed, they're going to fight back.
Yeah, but hopefully we won't get to that point.
Yeah.
So what's new in Kansas there, KS?
You know,
What that KS stands for?
Say what?
Is that what KS stands for? I'm kidding. Sorry.
No,
That is very quick of you, sir.
it's totally something else. Yeah, no, everything is pretty much status quo around here. We've seen sales go up a little bit finally. It's taken a while, just been the past week or so. Shelves are getting a little bit more bare, but in terms of any changes or any whisperings of anything going on, so far nothing, thankfully, knock on wood, and you know, hopefully calmer heads will continue to prevail here in Kansas and in Missouri. They tend to pretty much mirror each other for the most part. So we're just kind of, you know, chugging right along.
That's crazy. So I just want to do something that's random and that is not actually a part of you know, guns at all. But because it had snowed all day, I basically sat around and did nothing. So I watched this I guess it's a documentary on Netflix called Flint Town. And if you get a chance to do nothing, watch that documentary. It's excellent. It's about Flint City over in Michigan. Mm-hmm. And it's basically the police force. And it's actually a pro-police documentary showing what they have to go through, you know, the type of community reactions that they have. It is probably one of the finest documentaries I've ever seen that actually supports the idea that police are there to help the community, regardless of what the community thinks of them. So if you get a chance, check that out. It is absolutely fantastic. Nice. So that's my side note for tonight.
Cool. Well, KS, you have a question from S3421. KS, what guns do you have? P.S. I'm not the government. I'm just a nosy bastard.
What's a gun? I have no idea where. I have none. No, you know, 3421. I have no idea. I've been kind of racking my brain, and you know, we've talked about this for several months now, especially walking into SHOT Show 2018 and some of the new things coming out, and a lot of us have felt a little bit uninspired, aside from a couple of handguns, anyways. Of course, which is where I sort of live. The 365 was kind of the big thing that caught the attention. The Security 9 was another one. There aren't many things that are catching my fancy. I'll be really honest with you. I actually have thought about going back and taking a look at the LCP2, especially since I've got the 365 right now. I'd kind of like to compare those two together. I know one's a 380, but just in terms of pocket guns and kind of getting away from bigger guns for just a little while, I thought might be kind of fun.
So yeah, I mean, about that P365, you know, your thoughts about sending it back to SIG potentially for some of the issues, or what are you thinking about doing with that?
It's actually already on its way to SIG, and I'll talk about that a little bit. I actually have a stand-in. A buddy of mine loaned me his to continue to do some videos while mine is off to SIG, and then I'll be able to get it back and report on it. But it's funny, I've talked pretty highly about it because I've been very impressed. It's a highly shootable gun considering how small it is, and it's 9mm. I mean, it still has a little snap to it, but it's very shootable. I think well-made gun with that caveat, of course. So once they get their stuff together and get the new repaired models out or whatever, I think it'll be fine. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's an exciting and different and it's not revolutionary gun, but perhaps is going to stretch other manufacturers a little bit to try and do something innovative like that, or at least I hope it does. Competition and innovation is great for everybody.
Now, is your friend's P365 having similar issues or no?
No, it is not. Now, it does not have 250 rounds through it. It only has 50. So there's really no noticeable damage. Mine has 250, so there was just slight damage. As you know, if anybody watched the entire video, they saw those close-up pictures of it. So I'll be watching for that, but he already knows what he's potentially getting into, and I'm not going to beat it out very much because it's not mine. But again, I mean, I think it's a pretty cool gun. So I don't know, Tyler, do you have any experience with the 365?
Not a whole ton of it. I've shot a couple of them. A few buddies of mine have them. They haven't done anything crazy like go off when you drop them. Of course, I haven't intentionally dropped them either. So maybe I should try it. Who knows? Could be good comedy when somebody gets shot in the leg.
Right.
There you go.
You're going to get banned from YouTube for that, just so you know.
Yeah, it's bound to happen eventually with, I'm sure I've offended, you know, some record amount of people per capita. Fuck 'em.
Well, I'm sure this chat's already demonetized. We have Tactical, we have Guns and Gear, we have KS Gun Guy.
Anybody check the news to see if any YouTube server locations have exploded yet?
Yeah. No, I'm sure it's probably already demonetized. It tends to happen with us.
Tyler also has a tactical beard, so we know that I'm never making a dime off this video. So
is that what they're looking for now? Like just the beard in general?
Yeah, bald-headed beard guys, because that's automatic white supremacy.
Yeah, that and it screams operator. So
yeah.
Should I put on my plate carrier and then we could really try it?
There you go.
You got to run around the room.
Hold on. How about we do this? Boom!
Oh,
Yeah. There you go.
Sorry.
What was that? A lightsaber?
Yeah, it was actually, it was a lightsaber. It is.
It's very, very Obi-Wan of you.
Don't tell anyone.
Cool.
So you know, one of the things that I actually just picked up was this right here. And you know, I've got to say, I'm extremely pleased with it. You know, I know it doesn't compare to all of the P365 lovers out there. I just am not really into that gun. I don't know why. I mean, maybe if I could actually find one locally, that would be great, but I can't. So I've actually gone back a little bit and just kind of revisited the Shield in the 2.0. And I got to say, this is definitely, for me, they got this right. The texturing on this is it's aggressive, but it's not overbearing in any way, shape, or form. And the laser, well, it's a laser, so how cool is that?
Laser.
It's a laser. And I like it. It's pretty sweet. I haven't shot it yet. I just actually stripped it and cleaned it today. And so hopefully this weekend, if I can bury myself out of this crap that we're getting right now, or shovel myself out of it, that'd be nice. But, you know, we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, you know, one of the other things I wanted to bring up, and this goes to all of you, because, you know, what you're going to find is it's kind of weird because it goes in like cycles with YouTube. So for a while, when you start off your channel, you get no real negativity. Like nobody even ever says anything bad. It's always like, you're the best, we love you. And you have like 3 subs, but you know, you put out some videos, it begins to grow. And then all of a sudden you get the first hit of massive trolls that come around you. And they just start saying there's just the stupidest crap they can think of. Then that goes away. And then you hit another level, and then it comes right back. So I was wondering if, you know, we'll start with Tyler. Tyler, have you had any experience right now with your ventures into YouTube with people who troll and just hate your guts?
I think that on the whole, we've been relatively lucky so far. Our channel is sitting just a hair under 2,900 subs. And I don't think we're quite large enough to be on some big radars yet, but we're getting there. That being said, we've had a couple that, you know, we get the team meeting every month, or what we try to do every month. And then it's one of our things. We kind of just look up some of the stupid comments and just enjoy a laugh, I guess. So
Right, yeah.
we I don't know if it's an official motto, but I think I can speak for my guys when I said we kind of embrace the trolls, because I think deep down in our heart we're trolling everyone.
There you go. Well, you have the mil-spec guy said Tundra Tactical is the troll.
Oh.
Exactly. Actually, the mil-spec guy is my writer.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That is well, I think he's one of those like super special operations Army guys. I'm kidding, he's not, but he's a future second lieutenant, and so he's well, we call it loser school. He's in loser school right now, so we're
loser school.
what getting him dialed in.
Yeah, thumbs down and thumbs up count the same, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. We took we made a couple of videos going for some low hanging fruit, trying to get on the Yankee Marshal's radar and seeing if we could get him to flame us for a little while, but that hasn't panned out yet. We're gonna keep trying though.
Yeah.
Well, that's like Bald and Curious. He rips the Yankee Marshal every other day and hadn't got him to challenge him or anything. So I don't know. Maybe he just watches his own channel. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, and I like the fact that they portrayed, 182nd Ideas, Johnny.
Yes.
He portrayed a Yankee Marshal as that little person. I don't know what you call them, midgets, little people. And I thought that was friggin' hilarious. And then, somebody commented that he's actually, I guess Yankee Marshal's like 6'3" or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He looks 6'3" to you, because he doesn't look like that to me.
He looks like he's 5'3".
Yeah, he looks like he's like 5'5" or 5'6".
He could, maybe he's like a giant with a baby head. I mean, that could be it.
Who knows?
Well, the only person I've ever seen him stand beside is like one of his kids.
Well,
So,
I don't know.
I don't know.
He shall not be named.
Yeah, everybody looks tall next to a kid.
So what else is going on? What else you guys got you want to talk about? Guns.
Man, I saw a sweet piece today. A Ed Brown 45 optic-ready, suppressor ready. Man, it was freaking sweet. But when I saw the price, I was like, "Whoa, okay."
Yep, Ed Brown's will do that.
Yeah. Well, I've had one, but not one like this one, and it was pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm never going to own one of those. Never. I'd have to sell my children on the black market.
Oh, actually, Bald and Curious said Yankee Marshal is 6'3" and 10-inch heels.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's about right.
Well, we're seeing more of that, not Yankee Marshal and 10-inch heels, but more and more optic-ready firearms, and it's becoming more widespread. So it's not just the polymer wonders. We're starting to see it on 1911s, and we're seeing it on SIGs. I mean, they just came out with like the Legion 229 and 226, and they've got some other ones as well. So it's becoming a bigger and bigger thing, which is pretty cool. I'm in favor of that. It's a different style of shooting, I think, but I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. One of the cooler ones I've seen lately is one of my team members, or one of the guys that I work closely with, has just got his Hudson H9, and he put a Delta on there, or a Vortex on there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's his favorite gun.
There's a member of our panel tonight who had a Hudson, but he didn't exactly have such a great experience with it. So
once upon a time, yeah.
Once upon a time. Well, to the best of my knowledge, he's liking it so far. So
yeah, I mean, I think the optic-ready guns are pretty cool. One of the things that for me, it's a little bit difficult, because as many people tend to remind me, I have shaky hands. My hands shake. And so I always get people who want to, either say I'm on drugs, or I'm coming off of drugs, or, whatever. So I'm not on drugs. I've never taken drugs, and I'm not coming off drugs. I have something called essential tremor. So my hands have a little bit of a tremor in them. And, I can still put a giant hole in your chest if I have to. But I've noticed with the red dot, obviously you have to be a lot more steady with your hands in order for that red dot to not kind of move around a little bit. So my initial outing with the P320 RX was pretty good. It wasn't great, but I definitely need more time with it to kind of get that adjustment going. So for now, I think that's going to be the only one I'm going to wind up getting for a while, until I can actually, sort of master it, which I'm not going to, but at least do my best in trying to do it.
Yeah. Well, we've had some some comments out from the subscribers about optics. You know, do you think that they'll stay, or is it just a fad? And then we had some, I don't like them personally. And then Pops just flat out said optics on a pistol are gay.
To each their own.
So, yeah, so I guess we have, you know, a lot of different opinions. But I mean, you know, that I think it just offers another option for someone, you know, like just something different. You know, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. And if, you know, if you don't like it, don't buy it. If you do like it, get it. You know, I mean, it just something different.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I don't particularly have a problem with them. One of the things that I did not like, I have to tell you with this is the, you know, the 320RX. But the thing I didn't like about it is I actually shut the red dot off for a while just to be able to shoot without it, but still have the glass on there. And for whatever reason, and again, I think this is a training issue. And Frank, you're right. I am going to start drinking heavily. But, you know, one of the things that I noticed with the optic attached to the gun was that it kept, even though I had the irons there and I could see them clearly, my eye kept trying to, I don't even know how you want to explain this, but I kept getting drawn to the center of the glass and the ridge of the glass or the rim of the glass. So I couldn't necessarily just steady my focus on those damn irons. So that, I think, again, another thing that, you know, if you get one of these, you really have to think about that, because if you do have a failure with the light or with the red dot, you know, you've got to use those irons, but you really have to be focused on those sights. And I was having some trouble with that. So that, again, is something, you know, just reflecting on the shooting of it, what you really need to look at. At least that's what I found. Now, of course, I'm sure there's at least 5 tactical operators who are going to watch this video. Give me a thumbs down, say I suck, because
one of them.
Yes, exactly. Because I didn't shave it correctly. I shave it. I didn't shave my head correctly.
Yes. Okay, there we go.
Yes.
You got me, damn it.
What I do.
Damn it, Jim.
Good reference.
Yeah.
Okay, real quickly, I'm going to address something. 3 or 4 people have asked about this. Yes, I'm going to do a solo chat. I have no idea when, but it's coming eventually. I've been pressured into it because all my buddies are doing it now, and you have to do one if you're cool. So it's on the way.
What are you going to name it? The KS Power Hour?
It totally the Power Hour. Yes, that's right. The Bourbon Hour.
There. That's good.
That's what
we
we
should
should
sit
do.
there. We could all watch you take shots for an hour and watch you fall out of your chair.
Maybe
I think you do that every week.
Everybody's next solo chat, we should just sit there with the camera and just pound it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. This one's for you, 17. This one's for you, KS. Yeah, throw in for Pops and KB, and
we can make it so that every time somebody donates to a super chat, we have to do a shot.
There you go.
Oh, that's dangerous.
yeah. I was
Well,
gonna say,
not really. Nobody ever donates that much, so.
yeah, but you don't know what you could get out of that. There might be somebody going, "Oh, here's $50," and you'd be like, "Oh shit."
I'd take a shot for $50.
No, I mean, like if you were doing like $1 a shot or something, you'd be like, "Oh shit, now I'm gonna die."
All right, so I got another question for you guys, because we're obviously not talking about guns much, but let's be honest, there's not a hell of a lot of new stuff out there to talk about. So I want you all 3 of you to think. Tyler, you think extremely hard, but the 3 of you, I want you to think about what is the worst video you have put out since you started YouTube.
Oh,
Don't even have to think. I know exactly what it is.
Yeah, I do too. I know what mine is, but I'm curious to see what the other 2's are.
Out of every one of them that we've done, I mean, we can only pick one. Shit. I have more than one.
Well, just one. You got to pick one. You can't pick 2 of them. Just one.
Okay, I was super bored one day, and I was in Academy, and it was like one of those ammo score things, and it was that I can't remember. I know who makes it. It's the Canic branded ammo. It's something steel, and they had 5.56 223 on sale or something, and so I put up a short video about it, and it was just like, I held my phone straight. I mean, it was just such a shitty video, but I was, of course, in the middle of the store, you know, and you don't want to be like, hi, you know, and doing all that shit, but it was so freaking lame. I think I actually took it down. It was up for a long time, and I think I pulled it down, but it was just horrible.
Mm-hmm. What about you, KS?
Worst videos. That's really tough, because what are we talking about? Are we talking about content? Are we talking about quality? Are we talking about
just whatever you think personally? I don't care what category. What is your worst piece of shit video you've ever made?
I don't think I could narrow it down to one. I could say the first 60 are awful. and then the next 60 are tolerable, and the last few have been okay, but still not great. You know, because you're always wanting to make it better. You're always looking at someone's content like Tundra Tactical and saying, shit, I'm doing this wrong.
Yeah.
You know, because
So you're saying we should start teaching classes?
You know what? I think you should. I mean, because some of us have really, I mean, we've invested in gear and we edit and we do all those things. I mean, I spend probably 4 hours on a video. And I'm sure you spend infinitely more time than that. But just for, you know, tabletop and some shooting footage and that sort of thing, that's still for me a fair amount of time. And I've got a day job. But yeah. So we're always trying to evolve and everything, but trying to pinpoint to one single video, I don't know that I can, because I equally hate a lot of them, and I can't go back and watch a lot of them, because when it starts out, I mean, hopefully now when I start out a video, I at least sound like I'm enjoying what I'm doing to a degree. The first large amount of videos that I did, I mean, I started like, what's up? How are you? How's it going? God, was I on drugs? I had drugs. Seriously.
You look like you're on drugs now, though.
I hope so, but they're better drugs. They are better.
They're
drugs.
designer drugs.
Right, yeah.
So you are moving up the ladder. You've gone from like shitty street drugs to designer drugs.
Right. He
There you
moved away from crack, and now he's going with fentanyl.
He's gone from meth to cocaine.
Yeah, it's the YouTube money is finally paying off. I'm not drugs.
All right, this video is totally demonetized.
Yeah.
Nice, guys. So what about you, Tyler? What's your worst, shittiest video you've ever made?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll start off by offering a little bit of unsolicited advice to KS. It's 100% in the lighting.
Yeah.
You go out, you buy a couple of the relatively inexpensive newer LED panels for like $100, and boom, video quality shoots up exponentially. So, but in terms of our worst video, I believe it is a video called "Sorry It's Been So Long," and this was released a couple probably about 4 months ago. Our channel's in its current iteration is really only about a year old at this point, so we haven't been around quite long enough to have like the first 60 videos and then watching the trend go up like KS or I'm sure the rest of you guys. But it was at a point where we were trying to get onto a 1 video a week schedule. And then we took on this massive project. We thought, you know what? We're really good at this whole YouTube thing, and we're going to do a short film. And so we did this short film on an actual, like, we attempted to like hire a crew, except we got lucky and they all volunteered. And we had locations and all this stuff. And it was ended up being like this 70-hour, on-set project and a ton of work involved. And so we didn't release a YouTube video because I'm sitting there editing this thing the whole time, kind of like what KS was saying, editing is a massive, massive time suck and a soul suck. You lose part of your soul every time you edit a video. But we got to the point where I don't think we had released a video in like a month and a half. And I was talking to my guys. I'm like, we got to get something out. Like, what do we do? And it was right around the time I'd already referenced this earlier that the Turkish chef dude, the salt guy, was really big. And so we did a video of me. I think it's a disassemble and reassemble of an AR-15 in that same general manner, like trying to be all like recreating the meme and everything. And then instead of salt, I just sprinkled a bunch of bullets on top of it when I was done. And then we went full like millennial meme on it, and it was retarded.
Wow.
It was retarded, but I think that was the video that we got the most "what the fuck" comments on, or some variation of. Yeah. And I would say that's probably our worst, but I laugh at it every time.
That's funny.
What about you, 17?
I know it immediately. It is my 1911 video where I said, I can't remember what it was that I was saying the entire video. I must have said it like 50,000.
Oh, yeah. I texted you and said, no, don't. Yeah, I remember.
I can't remember what it was. I'm trying to remember. And every single person who watches the video, it's like they just have to leave the comment where they just re-quote me. And I'm like, I already know that, guys. I know it. But it is what it is. I mean, that was probably the worst one that I had. And like even my old videos, even the lighting, like I agree with that. The lighting does make a huge difference. I still haven't been able to get it right. I don't have anything. I have chicken lights. That's what I'm using. I'm literally using those fucking chicken lights that you use to
The little metal ones.
Uh,
Oh, hang on. No, Pops is sponsored by Olight. He has the Olight 6050. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's that little freaking $3 light you buy at Walmart.
that's
with
exactly
the
what I
lamp.
use.
Yeah.
I use 3 of those, and then I have like a light ring around this this webcam. But you know, the thing that saves me is my camera that I actually use. 'Cause this cam, the Lumix, whatever it is, the G whatever.
GH4?
Whatever, I don't know what it is. It's the 4K camera. But that's where a lot of the quality comes from, the images that I use on the video. But my lighting is just, it's so bad, and I think that's where a lot of it takes shape, you know. But
Okay, so now we heard from Tundra. You know, he spends like 70 freaking hours editing a video. But what's your average time, KS, editing a video?
Well, just editing or the video from start to finish.
Start to finish.
Start to finish, it's 6 to 8 hours.
Oh my
so
God.
that includes range time.
No, I'm talking just editing. I'm sorry.
Okay. So if I drill that down, it's somewhere between 2 and 4 hours. It all depends on what the video is. The longest videos I make are the if I could only have ones, because the content's a little bit longer. You're talking about 2 guns, and I've been able to drill the videos under 20 minutes. I've been able to pretty consistently do that, or right around 20 minutes, and that seems to do pretty well. People stick with the videos for a pretty long time with 20 minutes. When it goes past that, especially if the video is a little bit boring, that they'll leave. But the if I could only have ones, I think generally it's 3 to 4 hours, and a lot of that is editing the shooting footage, because I've got the 2 different pieces of shooting footage that I'm putting together and getting everything to line up properly, and then you know, all the extra stuff. So it takes a fair amount of time. It really does. I mean, the intro, because I do a different intro for every single video, that's a half an hour by itself to do that.
What about you, 17?
15 minutes.
It shows. It does show. I'm kidding.
Well, mine do. I do absolutely zero editing.
You know, I just, you know, even for the shooting, because I have an editing program and it's fairly simple to use. So, you know, that the 1776 logo at the beginning with the stars coming down, that took me maybe an hour to make, but it's saved in the editing program. So I just drag it into position. The longest part that I take for the editing is the voiceover, because I use the microphone and I use the sound editing program, and then I have to obviously save it, then drop it into the footage and all that other stuff. So that probably takes me the longest. When I first started, it took me a while. Now I've got it down to maybe 15 minutes. But I don't, you know, I have a job. I work long hours. Most of the, you know, I'm working probably, you know, 12-hour days for the most part. And, you know, so I make the videos. I'm doing like 1 a week, maybe sometimes 2. But I can't spend that kind of time. I got 2 little kids, you know, you guys know that. But
And then,
well, go ahead.
Your buddy Millspec guy has a question. How long do you think Nut and Fancy spends editing?
Way too long.
That's a running joke with us too, by the way. Just
I mean, it really does have to be, you know, because gosh, his videos are so long. I can just imagine what he takes out of them and moves everything around. I mean, probably spends a crap load of time on them. You know, like you were saying, like Tundra was saying, 70 hours or some crazy stuff, because you're doing so much, you know, shooting and filming.
Yeah.
I should clarify just a little bit. Our traditional videos, like our in-studio stuff, like when I'm shooting against the wall here, I probably spend between 8 and 10 hours on those total. The 70-hour ones would be like for our 224 video, where, you know, we have this, you know, giant production that we put together over a couple of days. And, you know, that's kind of the niche that we're trying to carve out for ourselves. But, you know, we also have to put content out on a consistent basis. So part of the reason for this studio setup is just to have something consistent. And KS, if you get stuck in editing, try building out like presets. I don't know what program you use, but a lot of programs you can just, like, if you shoot against the same background or the same, you know, area, if you will,
right,
like the same lighting conditions, you can just build up presets and everything, and then all of a sudden you go from like having to adjust every scene to just bloop, done.
Yeah, so I'm on Final Cut Pro now. I just moved to it. I've been using iMovie for the last year and a half, because I'm a Mac guy. So it was nice to have that free software. And frankly, iMovie is fantastic. It has really done the job. And I will tell you, Final Cut's been a little bit irritating to me. It's a bigger learning curve than I thought, and I'm pretty
It most certainly is.
savvy. But iMovie, for the average person who wants to make YouTube videos and throw a little spice in there, iMovie is incredible. I mean, it really gives you pretty much all of the tools. You know, when you want to get to the next level and everything, then you go to the bigger ones, whether it's Adobe or whatever. But the jump into that, which everybody was like, oh, if you do iMovie, Final Cut's fine, it's not a big deal. Bullshit. It is totally different, and I am still pretty lost. So I'm still making the movies in iMovie, but I'm spending a fair amount of time, probably 5 or 6 hours a week, playing around with Final Cut and trying to get used to it.
Yeah, that's how you get started. But I should bring us back to guns, because we've had a couple of comments about.
Yeah, we're going to start, boycotting the channel because we didn't talk about every single gun on the planet.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's okay. Well, that's definitely in the gun.
So one of the things I wanted to bring up is if you guys have been watching Nolan, he got himself a couple of lever guns. And one of the things that I've always said about a lever action gun, is that, in my opinion, they're still very usable. They're still relevant guns. Now, of course, you have the crews who like the ARs and the AKs and this gun and that gun and say, oh, this thing is old, it's stupid. But, for people who unfortunately are, not able to maybe get those types of guns in their states or whatever, I think it's a great alternative, because you can get a nice 45-70, you can get a 30-30. That 30-30 is no joke of a round, man. And a lot of people say, well, it doesn't have a lot of distance and all that other shit. But you know what? I don't plan on shooting somebody 5,000 yards away. I mean, I just don't. So for me, I love lever guns. I think they're still quite excellent for self-defense, especially if you have to get out of town, because a lot of people don't consider them very threatening guns. You know what I mean? Because they still think cowboys and Indians and all that other stuff. But, I'd like to hear what your take is on those lever guns.
I love them. I think they're sexy. They just it's fine, but there's something about the look, especially like the 45-70s. I'm not a lever gun aficionado, so I can't name all the models and shit like that. But the big caliber lever guns, I've always had a soft spot for. Never owned one, but that's mostly because I know a lot of people who own them. Right. So, and don't have the money to. So
yeah. I mean, the 30-30s are great, and they're less expensive than, let's say, a 45-70. But I love the 30-30, man. It's a fantastic round. It's got a lot of punch to it. And I would highly recommend, if you're looking for a lever action, try that 30-30. Some people don't like the Marlins. I like Marlins. But again, it's one person's opinion. What do you two guys think?
I really want a 357 lever action. I think that would be a lot of fun. Obviously, it's not terribly powerful for a rifle, but I just think that would be really cool. I love lever actions. One of the first rifles I ever shot was a 30-30, old Buffalo Bill lever action. It was some sort of commemorative, whatever, cheesy rifle. But that thing was awesome. And I was a kid, and that thing just about knocked me on my ass. It was awesome.
Yeah, I've shot lever action 30-30s and stuff, and owned a Marlin way back, and was a dumbass and got rid of it. But probably like what KS said, I shot a buddy's, I think it's the Winchester 357, but it's made in Japan. And, we shot 38s, and literally we had a ton of 38 rounds, so we put 38 specials in there. And, I mean, the thing was like shooting a 22. And I mean, we were ringing steel from pretty far back, and it was actually swinging the AR plate because we were hitting it so many times. I mean, it was so damn accurate and so nice to shoot. And it was expensive, but this thing was a piece of art. And I was just like, God, I want this rifle. It was awesome. And, I've actually even been thinking about getting another 30-30. But, from the old school ones to the new school ones, I don't know. I think the quality was a lot better back in the older ones, but man, I still think they're very, very underrated.
Well, that's because Marlin was bought out by Remington, so Remington's kind of destroyed it over time.
So I nominate a vote on the stream here. Who's all in favor of seeing like some form of social media post with KS posing with like a mare's leg or something because he likes his 357 lever guns?
There you go.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, mare's legs are pretty awesome.
Do it.
I'm in.
Okay, so I have a question for the panel and for even the subscribers. What is your favorite pistol or rifle to shoot?
Ooh.
And I mean, you can say striker fire, double action, single action. It doesn't matter. You know, you don't have to, unless you want to get specific with a pistol or rifle.
What can we just do both, like rifle and pistol?
Yeah. What's your favorite rifle? What's your favorite pistol?
The best rifle that I have shot, and again, this sounds kind of crazy, but I had that stainless steel Marlin. That thing was just a friggin' gem. It's just such an awesome. It's just an awesome rifle. I mean, overall, walnut stock, beautiful rifle, accurate. So I really enjoyed shooting that. You know, for pistols, I mean, I'm a Steyr guy. I love my Steyrs, man.
Okay.
Fantastic pistols.
How about you, Tyler?
Give me a minute to come back on that.
Okay. KS?
That's a good question. In terms of rifles, my favorite actually probably would be the first gun I ever shot, and I have it now. It was my grandfather's, and it was like a 1913 Winchester single shot lever action 22.
Wow.
Where you pop it in and shoot one shot at a time. It can shoot shorts, longs, whatever.
Yep.
It's a ton of fun. It's disturbingly accurate considering how old it is, because that barrel is probably 28, maybe 30 inches long.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a ton of fun, and something real simple, just super cheap because it's one shot at a time. So that would be that. Obviously, I'm not a rifle guy since I'm saying a 22, but I think it's a lot of fun. In terms of pistols, that's really tough. That is very tough. I may harken back to 1911's old Colt 45s are a ton of fun, but I also have to say the Shadow 2 is getting right up there, man. That thing gets better and better every time I shoot it.
Yeah. My vote, and I love the old classic 22s, but my vote would probably be an AR and the Shadow 2. So now, Tundra, it's your turn.
All right. So handgun, I'm a little partial to my 1911. I have a Springfield lightweight champion operator, so I'm a big fan of that. But I don't think it's the nicest gun or handgun I've ever shot, and that would have to go to my camera operator. He has a Tanfoglio stock Extreme 3.
Yeah,
like kind of their like ultra high end.
Yep.
And that thing's just butter to shoot. I mean, we have a big like gun show / shoot out here in Minnesota called Shooters Roundup down in Morristown, Minnesota, and we got to race that against a couple of professional cowboy action shooters this year, and that was the first time I got to shoot it. And the cowboy action guys, they smoke checked us. I mean, those guys were like unbelievably good,
yeah.
But I got to shoot that thing down there, and it was one of the smoothest, nicest shooting handguns I've ever shot in my entire life. So it's kind of a toss-up between like what I can afford, which would be my 1911, versus what I would love to own, which would be like that Tanfoglio. And in terms of rifle, I'm going to talk about my baby. It's just my home build AR, but put a lot of time and effort into this. And I am not a mechanically or technically savvy person. I know how to build an AR, but I don't know how to build them all that well. And I have to give that credit to my camera operator as well. He helped me with this one, and I think we did a great job teaming up on that because it's a smooth shooter.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Very good.
Yeah, Pop's Quest. His favorite is the Barrett MA2A1.
It's a nice carry rifle.
Yeah,
82.
Well, but I actually got to shoot his Barrett, and it's pretty freaking awesome. I was definitely stoked to shoot that thing. It was awesome.
So apparently, Tyler, your buddy is saying you're stupid.
Hey, that is pretty much how it goes here. I'm generally portrayed as the idiot boss of this little club.
Oh, it's funny.
We like to have fun.
All right. What else we got going on out there?
So people keep saying the PX4. I see it over and over and over again in the comments and in my videos. They've been talking about it here. So there has got to be something magical about this gun at Heartland. We'll definitely hook up at some point. You've got several Berettas I really want to shoot. But there just must be something magical about this PX4. I've handled them. I've never shot one, but I've handled them. and they're okay. I've never been inspired to get one, but I must be wrong.
You know, I've handled the PX4 also because that's been on my radar, and you know, I have to tell you, I mean, for a double single action gun, it's got a nice smooth trigger. I mean, it's got a nice, it's not a super heavy double action, but it's a smooth double action, and the single action is very good also. You know, the one thing I hate are the stupid wings of the safety and the decocker, but I know you can get the ones that are, you know, slimmed a little bit. But you know, it's a nice gun. You can get it.
Yeah, and I've put my hands on them and stuff, and you know, I know that they have the rotating barrel and you know all that good stuff, but I've just been like, you know, there's just, I don't know, it's kind of chunky, you know, but I have other chunky guns. It just doesn't appeal to me, and I bet it is a great shooter, but I just I've never shot one, so I can't definitely say I wouldn't like it.
I think it's funny that you guys mentioned the PX4. We just did a video on in response to 182nd Ideas with Gun Drama Johnny. He had mentioned in a live stream that he really didn't like it when YouTubers talked about guns they've never shot or like reviewed guns they never shot.
Yeah,
that was a funny video.
And the PX4 Storm was in that review for us.
Yeah.
that was a good video.
Thanks, man.
And you know, again, like you said, though, you know, sometimes you just go by a hunch. I mean, sometimes you have to. I mean, some people, when you go to a gun store locally by me, you can't find anything. If it's not a Glock or a Smith & Wesson or some sort of 1911, you can't find a big, diverse collection of anything. So, you know, there's only one gun store locally that actually has CZs, but they're all 75Bs.
Yeah.
And which makes no sense to me at all.
It's the most popular, you know.
And you know, you look at some of the other ones they have there. So it's, you know, when you see a gun on video or something like that, you may never get a chance to actually touch the gun. And sometimes you kind of got to go on that chance that the gun's going to work for you. And sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. You know, I lucked out with Steyr. I mean, to think anybody would ever have a Steyr, it's never going to happen. So I just bought one, and I was glad I did. So sometimes you just got to go out there, man, and just.
Now we have to bring it back to CZ and ask Tyler. Now I know you've shot the Scorpion.
Yes, sir.
But what pistols? And the Tanfolio Stock 3 is similar to the Shadow 2. But what CZ pistols have you shot?
I'm going to have to ask my camera operator, Bryce, in the chat here to list off. I think he has a CZP01.
Okay.
Which I've shot that. And then one of our other team members has the really, really high end one. I can't remember the name of it. I'm not, I love CZs. I just don't know them all that well.
Sure.
So he just sent me, he's got a PO1, SPO1, and then I'm waiting on the, Bryce, tell people what Alex had, essentially.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all my experience. I love the Scorpion, love the pistols that I've shot from them, but traditionally, I've only really owned 1911s. So it's not that I'm against anything else. It's just I haven't had the luxury of shooting a lot more, or a lot of different handguns.
CZ Tech Sport Orange, is that what it was?
Could have been.
Yeah, TSO.
CZ TSO. Yeah, that's a nice, great pistol.
Yeah, I love the PO1. Still waiting on the Omega. I think it probably sometime in the near future I may actually get it. I mean, I've been waiting 3 months. 3 months. Wait, it's great. Love it. So maybe they can just push it a 4th month. You know?
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping for.
I like Bryce's selections and pistols.
You know, he knows what's up.
Yeah.
So he's really the gun guy. You're just the eye candy of the channel. Is that what it is?
That's pretty much it. So the way our channel works is I'm really only Tundra exists on a 50-50 split between my writer Eric, who's also known as the mil-spec guy in chat here. He's pretty much responsible for all of the comedy that comes out of my mouth, and then I just try to make an idiot of myself on camera, which, according to the rest of my team, I'm exceedingly good at.
Perfect.
But no, I'm a rifle shooter, so you know that's my wheelhouse, and then I do a fair bit of long range too.
Nice.
Well, you will have to join the CZ life soon, Tyler.
I'm planning on getting there because with the amount of peer pressure that I'm getting from my guys to get into the CZ world, and you know, I mean, you gotta love the Evo. I just kind of bubble like a little girl every time I get to shoot it, but the more and more I play around with other crew members' CZ guns, the more I want to get one. It's just a question of time and money.
Yeah. I tell you what, the Scorpion, it is a blast to shoot. I love that thing. Matter of fact, if you have a Scorpion, Pop's Quest, who's in the chat here, he actually makes a mag loader for the CZ Scorpion. You just put your mag in there, have your bullets, and it just smashes them right in, and you're good to go.
Nifty.
So
Pops just said that Bryce needs his own channel.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
just
there
say
you go.
Bryce.
Bryce Tyler. Next time I'm going to invite Bryce.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. It's kind of my job.
Had I known that Bryce was the brains of the operation, his ass would have been not you.
It's gonna be publicly revealed in the what it's like to work for Tundra Tactical video. Because like I said, I'm just the idiot boss. I run the behind the scenes stuff, and then I kind of sit on camera and try to say a bunch of stupid things. Bryce actually knows what he's doing, and he's the most professional of us. So all the rest of us just try to follow his lead and then fail miserably.
Every group has to have the designated driver, man. So
now Scott does have a question. Thoughts on the FN 509?
Ooh.
I've been tempted. I've been tempted to buy one, but I really would like to see their prices come down a little bit.
Yeah.
Go ahead, KS.
It was a good gun. It was a fun gun to review. It did not overwhelmingly impress me. It was a decent shooter. Everything was fine. There were a couple little odd deals about it. It, like a couple of other recent guns that I've shot, the slide release and the takedown lever got exceptionally hot while shooting. It's kind of an odd thing. Some guns get hotter than others, but it was just kind of one of those guns that decent gun, not anything exciting to me.
Yeah. No, I don't have the 509. I have the FNS9, and I love it. Great pistol, does what I need it to do, and offers quite a bit of items that come on the gun that others don't have. So,
all right, fellas. So, Tyler, do you want to say something about the 509?
509, I don't have a ton of experience with. I've never even seen one in real life, so I will abstain, sir.
No problem.
Okay.
All right, so this is the time of the night where we basically begin to do our sign-offs and just tell everybody what we have in the works, and then basically say goodbye and call it a night. We only do an hour because we really can't keep an audience past that because it would just be us four talking for the rest of the night. So we try to stick to an hour and go from there. So who would like to start off with their goodbyes?
We'll let Tundra have the floor. He's our guest.
Oh, man. Well, guys, I want to say thanks for tuning in tonight for Tundra's. If you haven't heard, this was our very first live stream ever, so give a chat round of applause.
Hey!
It was anticlimactic because I can't hear anybody clapping, and you're probably all making fun of me. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, head on over to our channel and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. We really, really, really genuinely do love our audience. We're still small enough to be able to connect with each and every single one of you guys. And maybe if these jokers decide to have me back, I'll bring some of my extra stuff that I'm maybe planning on giving away on my channel, and we might do something like that. So thank you guys for having me on, and Tundra Tactical shall bid you adieu.
And don't forget Bryce.
Oh yeah, Bryce. Yeah, you're good. Keep doing what you do.
Nice.
Go ahead, KS.
Well, Tyler, it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a lot of fun getting to know you, and I look forward to all the great things that you're doing. So we'll definitely keep in touch, and we'll definitely have you on again for sure.
Awesome.
So this has been a lot of fun. To everybody else out there, thank you as always. Every Wednesday night, this is a ton of fun. We're starting, as you can see, we're starting to branch off and do some other chats and that sort of thing. So we're just having a great time connecting with all of you. So thanks for spending your hard-earned hour with us, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, and I would like to say thanks to the panel and Tundra for being on, and thank you for our great subscribers, and always a pleasure. And everyone carry on.
All right, so I'm glad that you guys showed up tonight. We didn't think you would because we did announce Tundra Tactical earlier today, so that may have scared off some people. But yeah, I mean, a lot of us are now starting to kind of drift a little bit. We're still a group, but we do our own thing when we get a chance to. So check everybody's solo chats. Big J has his outlaw chat. KS will eventually have his maybe butterfly chat. I don't really know, but I'm still doing the flying solo
teddy
stuff.
bears.
That's right.
Teddy bear chats.
Basket weaving, you know.
Yeah, I'm still doing the flying solo stuff, man. I do enjoy it. It doesn't necessarily have to be a gun chat. It's basically whatever anybody brings up. So it's mostly random, including the times. But hopefully, Tyler, appreciate you being on, man, and I wish you the best. I hope your channel takes off because you guys, the video footage is friggin' awesome. I am extremely jealous. I hate you. And the funny stuff is good. I mean, you guys got a good wit of humor, and I appreciate that.
Thank my writer.
Yep. So your writer's awesome. Your boom or your grip guy is even better. The camera guy is excellent. You suck, and so I hope you guys do well, man. And when you make it big, remember the small ones. That's what we always say.
Like I said, we got video evidence documented. Tundra's first stream ever.
There you go.
I'm deleting it when I'm done. So.
No.
So
all right, fellas, have a good night. Be safe.
Later, guys.
Take care.
Yeah.